Welcome to Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex.
There's a
Had to make
titan
sure.
in the distance. His name is Mike Callahan.
Well, you just did my job for me.
Yeah, I was just trying to take the load off. Take a load off, Annie.
Take a load off, Annie.
So this is the same distillery from
Chilkoot.
the
Port Chilkoot.
Chilkoot.
It's almost Ookdada.
Chilkoot. I'm really curious about this.
Yeah.
Way more excited than the rye we tried, because this is theirs, 100%, and it's triple distilled
Oh.
and aged in used oak.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my first thought, immediately, used oak takes a little longer to have an impact from the wood.
3 years old,
Also,
they say.
also in Alaska,
Yeah.
you know, it's a much
Well.
more lower temperature climate, so to not have the temperature, it's
Yeah.
very light color, very light color.
So they only do like 2 barrels a year of this.
Oh.
And we got one
Okay.
from the Callahan.
Okay, so let's see what can happen in.
Before you smell it, I'm going to tell you, on the website, what they bragged about was that they cut way farther into the tails than most people to get that extra flavor.
That's an interesting brag.
Yeah.
That it
Because
better
it
not
is
be.
true that the heavier flavor compounds do
Right.
live lower in the cuts.
But you also get
so do other things.
wet dog.
Yeah.
You get like wet cardboard, a lot of wetness.
Yeah.
Vegetal, asparagus.
So let's see if he just means relative to a good narrow cut, or whether he truly means down into the tail cuts.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
I could see that's low.
But I don't think it got
But
bad.
Not bad, but
It didn't get bad.
it added in the phenolic notes.
Yeah.
That slight rubber, sweet rubber.
But yeah, sweet rubber like a squeezy toy. Mm-hmm. Like a kid's squeezy toy, and you smell the air as you're squeezing it. That kind of sweet rubber smell.
But if we set that aside, lemon icing, like on lemon pound cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very sugary lemon icing.
And bready.
It's the kind of sweetness that almost hurts your teeth.
Keep smelling and it gets bready.
No, I didn't get bready. I got lemon squeezed in a tea, in an Earl Grey tea.
Yeah, go deep. Like get really in. It's a low proof, so you can get really into there, but you'll start to see these like pound cakey kind of notes.
I'm not getting that. I keep getting pulled in the direction of
Lemon
more of-
sugar.
Yeah, lemon sugar and the
Lemon
tea
drop.
and the Earl Grey and
Yeah.
less of the thick, bready, heavy. notes.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
We tried their boat right bourbon, and the barrels from that are what they aged this.
Somebody brags about going low in the tails. I get nervous.
Me
I'm not
Me
nervous
too.
about the nose. I'm not
No,
nervous about the nose.
I'm not.
Yeah.
By the way, this is barrel 195. In case anyone's checking.
I like the nose
Okay.
better. I like the nose better.
There's a little bit of a lemongrass.
Yeah. There's less. It's thrown less at you on the taste than the nose.
It is grassy though, and that's where you're getting that tails cut.
Man,
the grassiness is coming in that tails cut.
I wish the taste kept up with the nose. I think the nose was the first thing to mature, but I think in that climate with used barrels, it needed more time in the barrel for those flavors that aren't bad flavors, for those flavors to develop and show up on the taste.
It's very soft. I think, man, that really is lemongrass. Have you ever had lemongrass in a good soup?
No, I'm not disagreeing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's bizarre.
Yeah, I like lemongrass.
Yeah, but not in whiskey.
Look, man, at this point,
We've had a lot.
anything off the beaten path, I appreciate.
Yeah, you're like, oh, mix it up a little.
Yeah. No, there's always a time and place for the classics.
You're like that one musical artist whose fourth album gets really weird because they're just like, I've done it all.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. I absolutely enjoy just the classic over home plate flavors.
Right.
But for our job,
Right.
I get self-conscious. It feels like, my God, I'm
repeating
describing
ourselves.
the same flavors
3 days
for
a
this
week.
whiskey, but it's just a very similar flavor set to what we've got from dozens of other
So when
whiskeys.
someone provides you extra
Yes.
fodder for words.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah.
No, it's a selfish act on my part.
Yeah.
right.
It's not a good recommendation. I would not recommend this to someone who wasn't ready for sort of a tangy, zesty, and a sweet, very sugary forward whiskey.
It's a tangy. That was closer. It's closer.
One bounced off of the rim.
It wasn't embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing.
4 in a row when you add up the data points across the entire experiment.
But considering your age.
Yeah, that's true.
The handicap.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just impressed that you're standing.
Yeah.
Spry is the word.
That's fair.
Spry.
All right. If I win the golden ticket, you'll watch me do a jig as I crawl out of bed.
Okay. In terms to your point, would I recommend this to just any average? No. But with somebody looking for a tangy adventure, hell yeah, this is unique and interesting. It's well done.
Man, those zesty notes are so strong, they almost smell flavored. It doesn't taste flavored, but it almost smells like a fake recreation of a smell.
Can I tell you, I would have been very disappointed if this was if it was a super well executed whiskey, but it was just the classic standard flavors that you get. Yeah, I needed it to be this kind of unique, and it is. I dig it. Again, the only thing that I think is a bit lacking is the time in the barrel. It needed to be more for those flavors to develop on the palate, but the nose is beautiful.
I think you could have handled the low cuts if you had sat it for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 or 3 years.
But it would have really opened up a little bit.
What does 2 or 3 years do in Alaska? I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows how much whiskey you got left at that point.
All right. Ronnie Roberts, 7028. It's very sad that you can't get any Crowded Barrel whiskeys in the UK.
I know,
Once you guys get distribution sorted, if that's your goal. I mean, if we can get the volume, then that would be the goal.
No, there used to be a website that shipped from the UK to everywhere.
Yeah.
And then there was a kerfuffle over the American laws, and a new company bought them, and the first thing they did was say, America, you're out, period. We're no longer shipping to you.
Was that Master Malt?
Yeah. But they provided Balcones, and they would have been a reasonable option for us to get small cases to. Yeah. If we can ever get past the point where we're just now at, which is finally people other than Texans are able to get our stuff.
No, we have.
It would be nice.
We got a actual person, Brandon. Yeah. His job, half of his job, is to figure out operationally how do we scale and push out. Yeah. Especially Eleanor. Question: is Eleanor based on the original blended Queen Eleanor Scotch whiskey? No,
it's just named after a woman who is responsible for approving our license to distill whiskey.
And she doesn't know that her name.
No idea.
No, she has no idea. Yeah, and probably weird her out. She seemed like.
No, if we told her, I bet we'd get some version of, huh.
Yeah, she's not a specimen. She's not an impressive person. She was just critical to the process.
Yeah.
God, I hope she didn't see this video.
Well,
she would be like a closet. She would be a closet fan for years.
Yeah, and we finally just crapped all over.
No, guys, she wasn't a big deal.
She's not really a big deal.
The best thing she ever does was gave us approval. All right, I'm feeling bad. Why do I feel so bad?
Yeah. I hope you edit this one.
No, that's all cooked right now. Fun fact: root beer, if made in the traditional way, is a fermented product.
I didn't know that. Did you?
I had no idea.
I went back and researched it because that was, I'm a nerd. By the way, side question in a second. But it's true. In the early days, there was a whole category, and people tended to ferment things because water was sketchy.
Yeah.
They were unknown factor, right? And so there were lists of things that were fermentable. And they just added sassafras leaves, and sarsaparilla was a byproduct of it, to fermentable things.
Yeah.
And so root beer was one of those things that was fermentable. It wasn't until the advent of sodas and soda fountains and Coke and all these other things that someone took those flavors and turned them into a soda.
Huh.
The origin of it is just a beer.
Yeah.
What's called a small beer, which is a really low-proof beer. Who knew?
Well, Wikipedia did.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, internet knew. So, what's the difference between a nerd and a geek? Because I have a solid, it took us 30 minutes to get there, but I have a solid answer to this question now, and I'm curious what your instincts are.
Okay, so my 15-second answer is, a nerd is more bookish.
Okay.
A geek is more extroverted and exploratory. Go ahead.
That wasn't either of the things we came up with.
Okay.
Our landing was, nerd is a hierarchical category, like vehicle or canine.
Yeah.
Right? Geek is a nerd about tech.
Okay.
A tech nerd is a geek, but a nerd is the parent category.
So it's an umbrella.
Yeah.
So are there like motorcycle geeks? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah? So like the tech side of motorcycles?
Yeah.
Let me show you something different.
Well, that would be mechanic. That would be tech.
Are there blacksmithing geeks? I'm trying to delineate whether or not.
No. That's blacksmithing nerds.
Okay, but I'm saying, so if there's not a blacksmithing geek, it's a blacksmithing nerd, so then your definition could stand up.
Yeah.
All right, in the comments, what do you think? Also, here's to fighting, stealing, drinking.
If you fight me, fight for a friend.
If you steal me, you steal your liver sarts.
If you drink,
May you drink with us.